Well, welcome to everybody. Another pop up. I wanted to get this word out. We've been kind of popping up live all week long, talking about church growth, talking about our convocation that's coming up and church planting and those three words that mean so much to us at Change Your Lives Ministries, and that is mentoring, leadership, and visioning. And all of those come together with planting. And tonight, I'm welcoming an awesome man or woman, a man of God, just an awesome man of God, and I've just seen God do so much through him, he and his wife, and I just want to welcome him to this time. And we just want to probably want to share our story, and perhaps that may help you in your church plant. It may help you in your church growth. It may help you in understanding how you want to advance the kingdom. And that is Dr. Mac McCullough, the Reverend Dr. Mac McCullough. Let's get that right now. If you earned it, and I'm not talking about something you sent off in the mail and got,
Yes,
okay?
sir.
We ain't talking about no Facebook doctorates. We're not paying none of that. The legit stuff,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes,
And we
sir.
need to really put that out there because some stuff just ain't legit.
Yes, sir.
But welcome, Pastor Mac. Welcome to our pop up and talking about church growth, talking about what does it mean to grow your church, to plant your church, and then we want to also share what does it mean to be with respect to our Changing Lives ministry and our inaugural convocation. How about that?
Yes, sir. That's awesome. Well, thank you, Bishop. First, giving honor to God, who's the head of my life, and just thank God for the opportunity to be here with you tonight. I'm excited about the opportunity to share about who we are here at Word in Season Ministries and what we're a part of with Changing Lives Ministries. And so I'm definitely looking forward to sharing some information. And once again, thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to be a part of this. Thank you.
Okay, and is co-pastor where is she? Is she supposed to be on? I'm thinking, is she having
I,
some
I,
issues here?
I'm not sure. Hold on a second. Well,
I
I
had
think she
I
may. I
had
think she may be
Pastor.
watching.
We had a similar problem with Pastor Moss and Dow and Val. So we'll get them on. We'll get them on here in a moment. But
Yeah,
just
she's
want to
having issues.
remind people. Just want to let them know about the convocation that is next week. It starts out Tuesday night with Pastor Hannah, John
Yes, sir.
Hannah, and then Wednesday night, Pastor Mark Moore, and then Thursday night, Apostle McNair, and of course, then Friday night is the official night.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to try to come in and tell my Sunday school story after all of those powerful men of God come through on that week. And we have a lot of churches coming to be with us. And that's Matt. What are your thoughts when you think of the fact that when we started out years ago, we this was not a thing. It wasn't even. I don't even think we were thinking about it. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I think it just speaks to the growth and what God is doing through Changing Lives Ministries. Like yourself, I'm excited about next week. I've not been in the presence of Dr. Hannah, but I have heard and had Pastor Mark Moore here with us. And
Yeah.
I've also heard at your location, Apostle McNair. And so I'm excited about it. And I'm not too sure what you're talking about on Friday night with a Sunday school lesson, but we'll let you go with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best. See what the Lord has to say.
Yes, sir.
Whew.
But I think that, you know,
Excuse me.
these years of seeing what God has been doing in Changing Lives Ministries and where we are right now. And there's always something about the first time. And this is our first time doing convocation next week. And so I just think that eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what God's going to do next week in O'Fallon, Illinois, through our convocation.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Welcome, co-pastor. Finally
Hey,
made it.
I did. How are you?
Finally, finally made it. Talk to us. We're just talking about this inaugural. A couple of three things that we want to talk about. We want to talk about the inaugural Changing Lives Ministry convocation, but then our relationship and the impact that Changing Lives Ministries had on the awesome work that you all are doing in Word and Season Ministries in Warner Robins, Georgia. And that impact. And we really want to speak into trying to help um, those who want to grow their churches. What does that look like? What gems can we give them? What insight? Now we're going to give them some strategy next week, but what gems can we give them tonight? So welcome, share.
Um, okay, so that's a lot to unpack, but our relationship, started a long time ago. I think relationship is important when being in, in fellowship with one another. And that has been a very important part of us growing. Our ministry is being in relationship with you and First Lady Dudley to help us to know that we can trust you. I think that's the one of the big things is that we could trust your guidance, your leadership, your direction. We knew that because we knew the integrity and the character of who you were, it's important who you're connected to and what you're connected to. And so when you're connected to something that's growing and thriving, but first has a good foundation, it's going to always grow. And so I first have to talk about the relationship because that relationship was a trustworthy one, still is a trustworthy one. You've been a person of integrity, you and First Lady, people of integrity, first of all, in your lives. And that makes a difference. And so it grew from there. And then we could trust your wisdom and your guidance and your direction and your I just say you're very intelligent of how to grow a church. And so God had given Pastor Mac the vision and he's the pastor, so he's the one that's running the ship, but knowing that we had someone on hand that we can always talk to in growing our ministry, growing our marriage, growing our family, because it's all important. It's not just about growing the ministry, but it's about growing everything. And so being connected to you in relationship has helped all those areas in our life.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it, but it got to have good soil for anything to grow, though.
Mhm.
We already know that. It said what
Sure.
planted some seeds, but the cares of life took it away. There was some stony ground, there was some thorny ground, there was some stuff that planted and grew and then withered away. So don't give me all the credit, please. I'm looking
you,
at I'm looking at the two seeds here, right now. But
you
if you were
deserve
to
it.
say to someone, um, two questions. I want to plant. I gotta. I can't do anything but think about starting my church. What would you say to that person, couple, or single? What would you guys say to them?
I'll let Pastor Mac answer that one because, he's the visionary.
I think that for us, our story. When we called you, we were all excited. Well, I called you. I was still in the military at the time. I was all excited about this opportunity, and that's how we got started. And I would say that we understood that we were called to do it, but we didn't have the the I'll just say what you said to us. It's okay to start a work with my me and my four, but let's back up a little bit and take a kingdom approach to setting up this church. And that's what you help us do. And I got to say, it was very powerful. It impacted us tremendously, and we're still feeling the impact of that 19 years later.
19 years.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
It's a
Yes,
lot of
sir.
history. The Lord has moved upon you all's ministry to the point now I steal stuff from you all the time. I watch you, I follow you in social media, and and not ashamed to say it because that's what should happen.
Yes, sir.
Those under you, your children, should exceed you. You should want that. And I see that. I see that happening in you all's ministry.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
you like to throw it over to Pastor Mac, but co-pastor, you have some insight to that as well.
Sir.
Why don't you share?
Which part, Bishop? Which part about?
I'm there, I'm thinking, I believe I'm called to plant.
Uh,
What would you tell
First, be very prayerful, and make sure that you have the right timing, the right covering. Um, and in these day and times, the strategy to start, I think sometimes people have this burning, passion, and I've got this call, and I've got this, just burning. But first you want to make sure you're called, because I always say this, that you make sure you vet that call, because if you're not called to this, it will kill you. I'll just say that. If you're not
True.
called to this, it will kill you. And so making sure that you vet that call, that you bathe that thing in prayer. And then once you know that that's what you want, and that means that God wants you to do, then make sure you connect that and you cover that, with, like I said, trustworthy leadership. But have strategy. These days we have access to so much stuff we didn't have 19 years ago. Churches have so much access to stuff to start churches, and to get resources, and to get understanding of how to do things. I think we also in church, because we're so charismatic, the preaching part is great, and we love the Sunday morning, but there's so much to do behind the Sunday morning and the Wednesday night, that helps to lift the church off the ground, that helps to move, the people that God will send to you to know how to have organization, to have, uh, um, as I said, strategy is one word I say, organization and some direction, but not just have it on paper, but know how to execute it is another thing. So what is that?
I'm trying to make it so you can see it.
There you
There it
go.
is. That's the best I can do.
Strategy. We see it.
Strategy.
It's so important. I mean, you can just be out there preaching, but have no strategy, you won't build anything.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You won't
Yeah.
build anything.
Strategy. Strategy.
And I
That
think
was
Bishop
so.
too. Oh, go ahead.
No, no,
I was
no.
gonna
Go
say
ahead.
that was so important for us when we started the ministry. Like I said, you had two young people who were excited about starting a ministry, and because we both grew up in church, and what we had seen in our denominations respectively, and in that day and time years ago, there was a certain way that they started churches, but our connection with you helped us realize that, hey, let's take a different approach now. And as she said earlier, that strategy of doing that has paid dividends for us, moving from our dining room in our house to the community college for almost 6.5 years to our current location, a beautiful 15-acre property, wonderful worship facility. And it's all because, like you said, we had someone that'll guide us with strategy.
Strategy and a facility that you're going to soon pay off.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
And
sir.
even
Yeah.
and even that takes strategy, Bishop. I mean, everything that we do, I think that one of the put people to understand is that we start with strategy, but it never stops. You're constantly strategizing because your church continues to change. You're changing. Not that the
Yeah.
vision changes, but there's timing, and there's all these different things that happening. And so strategy plays a part in every area of your church. And as long as you are a church, strategy is going to be. And I think a lot of times, one of the things I learned a lot, when I was when just in business and things like that, people can come up with great ideas, but there's no execution of it. There is no way to walk it out. All that makes a difference. And
Yeah.
so because we're always coming up. You should always be thinking of ways and strategies and of ways to do things. And like you said, we're trying to pay off the church, so we had to have a strategy for that.
All right.
We're trying to, grow ministries. You have a strategy for that. We try to. And when we were first trying to grow and get people to come to church, it was once a month, going out, walking, door knocking, putting flyers out. There was strategy for that. There's a strategy for evangelism. There's strategy for community work. And all of these are part of the ministry, other than
Yeah.
preaching. And I think people who have a call on their life need to be either be multi-talented. Number one, you should have giftings other than preaching, because if if you don't, or surround yourself with
With
people who have
people.
giftings other than preaching, because a lot of that I love it. I love ministers and people who have callings, but sometimes we think that's it. That's what we got. I'm a preacher. And if you don't surround yourself with someone who has administrative gifts and organization gifts and logistics gifts and all these things, your church will not be able to. You will have a strategy, but it will never go anywhere.
Yeah.
It won't
And I,
go anywhere. And I'd like for put up now the breakouts for the convocation. I think when we talk about strategy, that's one of the things that I really truly want the convocation to be, is a place where you get poured into. I come from, and you all also come from, a tradition of the convocation is a time of refilling and rejoicing, celebration, reconnecting, all of those things. Um, rarely did I see where it was about giving me strategies.
yeah, right.
And that's one of the things that I want to differentiate. No shade on anybody else's convocations. This is no easy thing to do. But one of the things I wanted to differentiate with our convocation is strategies. For instance, and I'll just walk down leading in any room. What's your leadership anatomy? You talk about, it's one thing to be a pastor. It's another thing to be a leader. They're two
Yeah.
different things. It's one thing to be a preacher, but there's another thing to be a leader.
Yes, sir.
There's two different things. Paul said, "You know what? Um, look, you can't go with me no more because you ain't got no strategy." Am I right?
You go over there.
You go over there. I'm strategizing to build the kingdom. No
Right.
shade, but go over there.
Yeah.
So that piece, knowing your values, that's going to be the core. That's going to, everything is going to orient around your values. Connecting the generations, the marketplace ministry. How do you evangelize? The crucial conversations, learning how to have difficult conversations.
Right.
Um, the mental health aspect of it. You talked about yourself, you know, and I'm not talking about just, okay, how do you feel today? No, have you done some introspection? Do you have a counselor, a
Right.
therapist, um, and prayer? Of course, there's got to be that. Uh, your youth ministry and your worship piece. That's the compilation of things in which trying to pull together and create some strategy pieces.
Mhm.
When you talk about strategy, when you talk about putting those things together, what else would you add to a church planter who has that I want it, I got to go for it at all costs?
Excuse me. I think one of the benefits for us when we look back, and along with what my wife just said earlier, is that she talks about having people around you. And I think that one of the things I would say to pastors that are getting started, you may look and say, well, Bishop, in my congregation, I don't have those type of people. I don't have that many choices. Well, I think that that's where a fellowship like Changing Lives Ministries becomes so important, because you may not have it at your local church, but like we were many years ago, we didn't have all the resources either, but we were under a covering that we were able to utilize things, from bylaws to I can't even like discuss all of the resources that we would just call and say, hey, can you guys, and you willfully helped us. And then when you would come visit at least once a year, um, we were able to provide credibility to who we are. And like I said, that connection helped fill the gaps until we grew as a ministry, till we started having those different mindsets around us. And I think you can't put a value on the connection to Changing Lives Ministries.
You can't. Somebody has to say you have credibility. Somebody, you can't say that to yourself.
Right.
And in black culture and in black church, you know, that's a cottage industry.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Yeah.
that we ain't no, there's no shortage of good black preaching.
Yes,
There
sir.
isn't. There's a TD Jakes in every city.
Yeah, that's true.
Am I right about it?
Yes,
Amen.
you're right. Yeah.
There is. There is. There's a John Hanna in every city. That's just that's who we are as a people. That drive that what. But the difference is, are they connected? Is
Right.
there someone that is going to do this in their life? Are there someone that's going to do that or help them along the way? Those are the things. What is this? It's hard out here in these kingdoms.
Dagny.
Leave that up to Elder Dagny.
That's true. But it is though. It is, you know. Yeah.
It truly is. It truly is. Well, I want to just give the time. I didn't want to. I don't want to take up all you guys' time. It's a little later there than it is here. Um, but what will be? Um, what would you say to that individual who, other than what you've just shared with them, what would you say that they should be looking for when they're looking for covering? What should they look for when they look for covering?
Um, I think I've said it earlier is integrity, character, um, trustworthiness, someone who has gone where you want to go, someone who's organized. I mean, I look at you, you can't be in chaos. I mean, don't connect yourself to chaos. Uh, Someone who is proven themselves in what they've accomplished. I think I look for people, when we're looking for you, looking at you, Bishop, even since we've been under your covering, you've earned other degrees. You've challenged us to go to school. Now, I didn't do theological school. I did for my undergrad. I did MBA for my master's. But you continue to encourage us. Pastor Matt got his,
His doctorate,
theological degrees, doctorate,
a real degree
a
they're
real
talking about
degree.
right now.
Yes, I got
You
the
got
True.
dis.
too
I
much.
got the
Not
dissertation
Facebook
over
degrees.
here. I
You
have the
got too much.
dissertation on over here. You want me to show it to you? But it bound in a book. You can look it up. But anyway, I was saying that to say that you continue to grow, so that we continue to grow. So you want to look for a covering that's going somewhere, that's doing something. Like I said, it's not chaotic, because you don't want to connect your ministry to something that has no structure. We live in a world, I feel like, where chaos is attractive to some people.
Hmm.
The toxicity, so you say it, is attractive to people. But you want a covering that brings peace, that because if I'm going to connect myself to this and then I tell people to follow me, they're looking at what I'm following. And
Mm.
so if they can't look up to what I'm following, my credibility is now shot. So I think for us, it was making sure we knew people that, and people want to cover people now, but have no integrity. They have no connection. They have no relationship. Some people want connection because of the platform that connection can bring them. But we wanted a connection, not just about the platform that we could be on, but that we could bring solid growth and health to our ministry. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and speaking of that, Pastor Mack, in addition to answering that question, would you tell everyone about Word in Season as we kind of bring it to a close? We haven't talked much about exactly Word in Season, where they need to go, how they can connect with you all, where in Middle Georgia, and all of that.
Yes.
Please.
We're located in Warner Robins, Georgia. It's about 16 miles south of Macon, Georgia, 90 miles from Atlanta, in a thriving community here, uh, U.S. Air Force community. But we are a mixture of all kinds of retired military personnel who come here and are employed at the base in Warner Robins. And so we have a great community. We've seen it grow. Uh, I came here kicking and screaming 26 years ago. I didn't want to come to Georgia.
I came
but
Midwest, Middle
I
East,
thought I,
Midwest the same way.
I thought Washington D.C. was my home. I'm from Florida. I thought I was never coming back to the South, but God had a plan, and He's brought us here with our roots from different My wife from one denomination, I'm from another, and we came here. God allowed us to plant a church in this community, and this is a unique area. And most people here, although we were very familiar with it in Washington D.C., most churches here weren't very acceptive of a husband and wife, and some still aren't, a husband and wife pastoring team. And but I thank God that we've been able to do it for 19 years, and we've been able to do it with success. And I'm grateful to my wife for how she stands with me in ministry, and she can go with the best of them in terms of preaching and teaching. And so it's a great thing that God is doing to us here at 1520 Fagan Mill Road. You can find us at www.mywisdom.com. You can join us online on Wednesday nights for Bible study at 6:30, and on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. For worship. And so
We're also in the
we're just
sanctuary on Wednesday nights too.
yes, we're back in the sanctuary on Wednesday nights, and so we're just grateful for what God is doing, seeing God use us to impact lives here in this Middle Georgia area, and seeing our family, our children embrace what God has called us to do as well. And so it's so powerful. I will add this to what co-pastor said earlier, Bishop, is that I think at the end of the day, if you're a pastor and you don't have a covering, you have to ask yourself, why am I not being covered? And I
Hmm.
think that is very important that we tap in and see if if it's a fear, if it's an ego thing. But what I like about Changing Lives Ministries is, and I've always been the type of person, and I heard someone say this years ago, that if you're the smartest person in the circle, you need to find yourself another circle. And I think sometimes you have to be careful as pastors that you think you know it all and you don't need nobody over you. And yet you want people to follow you. And so I think that you have to be mindful that, as my wife said earlier, your people need to see you following somebody. Our people needed to see when Bishop came to visit us every year, how we honored Bishop, how we supported what he's doing and continue to do so. Your people are looking at you. So when you ask them to do something, you can't ask them to do something that you are not willing to do. And so for that, we're grateful. And thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Changing Lives Ministries. Thank you. If you have never been to O'Fallon, Illinois, and you've never been to New Life in Christ, before you leave this earth, on your way to see the President Obama Library, dip on down 4 hours south of
Yes.
Chicago and visit Changing Lives Ministries with our own Bishop G. Vincent Dudley, right outside of the St. Louis area there in O'Fallon, Illinois. Thank you,
Mhm.
Bishop.
I appreciate you all so much, and I thank you for your fellowship. And there is an interest meeting during our convocation. I want to encourage, if you're watching right now, or if you know of a pastor that is planting, wanting to plant, want to grow their church, any strategies I have belong to the kingdom. Anything that we can share as a ministry, please join us next week. It's going to be some powerful speakers, but some powerful pouring too with strategies. And you can connect with us on that. So I bless God for you guys. Have a wonderful worship on Sunday. Travel well. Next week, we're going to be together. I'm so looking forward to it, hanging
Amen.
out and
Amen.
connecting. And make sure that you're safe. I understand y'all had weather. We had weather last night, and we got out. We actually, and I think you all know this. Our church was hit by a EF2, and we are
Yes.
in the process of actually finally finished the fighting with the insurance company. So we are in the process. You're coming into a little bit of a construction area, but it's all right. It's going to
It's
be
all
good
right.
there.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bishop, I want to say this real quick. I know you were talking about the library. I heard on TV today about not the library, the Obama uh, museum. Their tickets are booked until November.
Wow.
Wow.
Can't get a ticket until November.
That's crazy.
I heard on the news
What?
tonight. Yeah.
I
So
just
if you're
knew I
planning
was
on
going to
going,
go.
no, sir. No, sir. You don't have a ticket. You're going to have to wait till November.
Wow.
At least November. And that's probably because a lot of people didn't realize when it was opening, those tickets are probably still going to be filled up. So just in case you want to just run up there, don't do that.
So, well, I could walk around the campus.
It's
Yes,
true.
but to
It's
go
true.
in, you can't get it. You have to have a ticket, like in the DC. You have to have a ticket. So, and the tickets are they said they're filled up until November. I heard
Wow.
it tonight.
That's a good thing. That's a
Amazing,
good thing.
amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to drift, but I tell you, man, I miss him.
Yeah,
I miss, and I was looking at the whole thing, you know, off and on, and listening to it in my car and all of that, and even seeing the other presidents. I said,
it was
man,
beautiful. It was
You missed
beautiful.
that. You
Good
missed that.
representation.
Yeah.
man,
Good representation.
these are presidents. I may not even have voted for some of these guys, but they at
They're
Doesn't
there.
least
matter.
knew how to be a president.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
dignity of the
The
office.
dignity of it
Of the
all.
office.
But
Yeah.
anyhow,
So
we
anyway,
digress.
we
Y'all come.
digress. I just didn't want you to go running up there because Pastor Mac said something about going to Chicago. I was like, don't just go running up there. You walk around, but you can't
Yeah.
get
So
in.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
just meet us at the convocation next week. You'll get
Yes,
it
meet
some
us at the
other time.
That's it.
convocation.
Yeah. You can say you in Illinois. Close enough.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
You all be blessed. Travel well. Great
All right,
worship
Bishop.
on Sunday. And
Yes. Happy
join
Father's
us next
Day.
week.
Yep. Happy Father's Day, Bishop.
Happy Father's Day to you as well, Pastor Mac.
Thank you.
Okay.
God bless you
Bye-bye.
guys.
Okay.